Go ahead.
Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् शारदाम्भोज वदना वदनाम्बुजे सर्वदा सर्वदास्माकं सन्निधिं क्रियात् वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः
Om.
हरिः ओम्
Dhanyavadah, Bhagini. Thank you very much.
Namaste Guruji, Pranam, Namaste Padma.
Namaste, Pranam everyone. So, Padma Bhagini tells me that yesterday you have completed the book, which is very good. Good news. And congratulations to all of you and to Padma Bhagini also. And thanks also to Padma Bhagini and all of you for having stayed through this course and seeing it to its completion. Of course, when I just look back, we started these Sanskrit classes way back in, I think, 2020, when everybody was sitting at home because of COVID. So everybody had lots of time in their hand, and therefore they could pay full attention to learning Sanskrit. But once the COVID is behind us, we are all back to our normal life. Challenges of regularly attending are there. I mean, that is, we cannot deny that. But still, despite all of that, you have all continued to attend the classes. So that is, I think, a very, very big achievement, in fact. And what is important, of course, is that even though we are closing the course here, you are learning Sanskrit, your exercise of learning Sanskrit is not over. In fact, attending classes is only a very small bit of learning the language. There's a lot. I mean, it's a 10 to 90 ratio, you can say. 10% is what you get in the classes. 90% is what you have to work yourself if you are serious in learning the language. So the class provides the basic tools, how to go about it, what are all the elements involved in that. But to use those tools and use those elements and improve your own vocabulary, improve your own confidence in dealing with the language, that is something that no class will teach you. You will have to work on it on your own, maybe with a couple of friends who are equally committed to learning the language. So that has to continue. And if you go online, sorry, excuse me, there are some lot of newspaper, magazines and all which are published in the language. Very simple language they use to the best extent possible. Read the newspaper, read those magazines and etc. And there are small short stories are there. Then some grammar also will be there and all that. They are also useful in learning, in learning further this language. Because no language can be learned just by, few classes. It was like, I always compare it to swimming. You cannot read a book on swimming and learn and say, I can become a swimmer. You have to get into the water and then gulp some water. All that will happen. You have to do the exercise yourself to learn. In these classes, you are provided with a basic structure. This is what it is. So that when you come across it, when you read the magazines, etc., reading material, you will be able to make out what is not. And at these stages, a good dictionary, online dictionaries are there. I have introduced to two important tools. One is that learningsanskrit.org or something, one site is there. Then ashtadhyayi.com site is also there, which is a very elaborate tool for learning Sanskrit. I urge all of you to use all these tools whenever you get time. I mean, if you're serious, I would recommend that whatever be your other commitments and challenges, at least 1 hour a day you set aside any time of the day. I am going to work on improving this language, Sanskrit language. That is what will help you a lot in moving forward. As to the next course of action for us, I have not yet decided whether this should be continued or not. Because as we have completed most of the elementary, Sanskrit structure, the next stage is to go into grammar. And grammar is not a very, very easy piece of cake. In fact, in the first course that I conducted from 2020, I think September or October, I don't remember, I didn't break it up into different sections. I had just one course, including grammar, prose, everything, like whenever we used one text, and whenever we came across certain usages in the text, the grammar part of it also I explained. But I found that some students found that very difficult to keep pace with the teaching. But I can see that students like Bhanureka ji, Aarti ji, and all who are part of that course, I can see that they have benefited a lot from that in terms of their understanding. Because without the structure, grammatical structure understanding, to completely appreciate and understand and use the language becomes little bit difficult. Right? Because till now, what you can do is you can read a passage, paragraph, and translate that, understand yourself or translate it for somebody with their maybe some words you may require help of a dictionary, etc. But if you are asked to compose a paragraph on your own, then it's a real challenge. Because the grammar rules you have to follow. And if you compose something without following the grammar rules, not only that you will be in the dark alley, somebody who knows the language, when he or she reads it, they will feel that, it's all completely wrong. Therefore, grammar is a very, very important element if you have to advance. If your idea is just to speak, learn a little bit of conversational Sanskrit, read some, material to understand that, that's fine. But if you have to teach, if you have to compose some, even prose, some story you have to compose in Sanskrit, must have a good grip on the grammar rules, at least, if not all the rules, some of the major rules you must have. So that is the next stage that we will have to logically proceed. Now, grammar learning requires a lot more commitment and lot more attention than what we are privileged to do today. And that's why I'm a little hesitant that if I start a grammar course and start teaching, then if people get distracted, in all these things, then it may become very difficult later on, it will not serve any purpose. As I said, the biggest advantage of COVID was people were very regular in their attendance. They never missed any class, rather. And so they could learn fast and they could learn well. Once COVID finished, all this regularity and was sacrificed, not as deliberately. I mean, because everybody has their own other commitment, which is a priority rather. Learning this Sanskrit, especially at the ages in which we are all there, is not a priority. I mean, it's just that since we have time, we feel we can do it. So I will come back to all of you. If I plan to start the course, I will have to think deeply how we should do that. And if at all I'm going to do that, I will circulate it in the group. Group will of course remain. It's not going to be deleted. Whenever anything I have to share with you, I will use the group site in WhatsApp and circulate it to everybody. So again, once again, I wanted to thank all of you and also give you an opportunity to express, make suggestions how we can improve something if at all we have a next course. But one advice I would give as a parting advice is you have spent so much time, valuable time. Don't let it go waste. In whatever manner possible, continue to be in touch with the language. As I said, at least 1 hour a day, try to spend. At any point in time, if you have want any clarification, any help, any assistance, any guidance, I am available. I am sure that Padma Bhagini will also be available. In fact, it is a matter of pride for me that a student of my first course, Padma ji, she volunteered to conduct this second course. So that is what gives pride to a guru rather. A guru always looks that his students should replace him. Unlike the corporate world where everybody is tied to their positions and they don't want any competition, a guru, a true guru will always want his students to take over from him. So I am very lucky and fortunate that in my case it happened. Of course, I will not say that it is only because of the course that Padma Bhagini could teach this. She has been, I mean, outside the course also, she has from Samskrta Bharati, then she did this MA, her MA from the university and all that. So a lot of work that she has done, which then gives her a confidence that I can handle it. So that is what, every guru wants. And I wish that some of you also, in due course of time, will be able to become Sanskrit teachers. Okay. So if there is anything, please share with it during this session. Anything that you want to say, any remarks, anything to improve the way of teaching, etc. And once we have had some feedback, then we will say the prayers and close the session. Okay. Hari Om. Thank you very much.
Guruji, it's me, Banureka Guruji. I want to share few words, Guruji.
Tell me.
Actually, it's really paining that we thought the classes are going to resume by after 1 week or 2 weeks. We thought that your Guruji will declare in that way. But totally upset that Guruji is going to reconsider the classes going to be started. Please, Guruji, for our sake, please continue, Guruji. We are very much awaiting for that.
Bhanureka ji, you have reached such a level that now continuing this will become boring for you.
No, Guruji. Every Tuesday and Friday is such a great wait for us, Guruji, when the class will come. But please, Guruji.
Let us see, because another reason is that now I am teaching for the other Vedantic students. I am
Yes,
teaching
Guruji.
Bhagavad Gita and also
Yes, Guruji. I am also there in that,
you are
Guruji.
also there, right? Now I want to make it 3 days a week and take up some Upanishad also. Okay.
Okay,
I
Guruji.
have
Okay.
actually indicated to one of the classes to the students.
Yes, Guruji. Yes,
That
Guruji.
is what I plan to do. So
Okay,
if I take 3 texts, Vedantic texts, then
Okay,
I
Guruji.
need a lot of preparation time, right?
Yes, Guruji.
Because I am not some enlightened soul or anything. I need to prepare as much as any teacher. And whenever we say something, unless I am very sure about what I am saying, I should not be telling it to the students, right?
Yes,
It's not
Guruji.
just for the sake of say something and finish the class. That is not the right approach for any a spiritual teacher rather. So first he has to be convinced, then he has to convince the student. Not convince the students, present his conviction before the students. It is for them to get convinced or not get convinced. Okay. So that also is there in my mind that I will have to fulfill that promise of starting an Upanishad. Now, the only problem that I always, challenge I face is if I have to teach the Upanishad as a moolam, straight away, mantra after mantra, I explain rather. That is one way of teaching. Another way of teaching is teaching through the bhashya, Shankara Bhashyam, word by word, for which not only I should be very confident of the, what I'm saying, but the students also should have a fair degree of knowledge of Sanskrit language.
Yes, Guruji.
Because interpretation of the Upanishads, especially Shankara Bhashyam and all, there are a lot of grammatical rules also involved in interpreting a particular word, why it is to be interpreted that particular way. It is not just, meaning alone. How you derive that meaning, many times grammar comes into play.
Yes,
So
Guruji.
unless you have a good idea about the grammar, then studying Upanishads with the Bhashyam becomes it's just a boring kind of a thing. Because while teaching Bhashyam, it is going to be reading the mantra, reading the Bhashyam for that mantra word by word, then word by word analyzing the mantra with the help of Bhashyam, and why Adi Shankara has used the particular argument or particular interpretation, explaining that. That will involve, Shastra Pramanam, Yukti Pramanam, then even Vyakarana Pramanam, all those things are involved. Nyaya. So it's a very in-depth exercise, this learning Upanishad with the Bhashya. Now I have to be sure that how many students will be equipped for all that. And for that matter, then if I say, no, I will only teach on this condition, then I may just get 1 or 2 students, which is okay for me. But the whole effort, I want it to go to a larger number of the benefit, it should benefit larger number of students. So that is why I am in a sort of a, thinking mode, how we should proceed with this. Sanskrit, of course, is going to be part and parcel of all that. But it will not be teaching the Sanskrit language, but using what has been taught in this thing. So there are various circumstances with which I am being tentative in continuing the course. But we
Okay,
don't
Guruji.
know. I mean, if I finally say, okay, let us do it this way, I may come back to all of you. That
Yes,
is
Guruji.
possible. Yeah.
Waiting a lot for that, Guruji. Thank you,
Let us
Guruji.
hope so. Let us pray and hope.
Yes, Guruji. And I want to convey my sincere thanks for the whole session, Guruji, for both Guruji as well as Padma Bhagini. It was such a pleasure to learn Sanskrit along with all the classmates who are also very, very nice and very, very cooperate with the cooperation and all. So thanks a lot, Guruji, for what all the things you have given for us. Thanks a lot, Guruji. Thank you, Padma Bhagini.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Guruji, can I say a few words?
Yeah, please.
Now we have been journeying with you the past 4 years or so. After the during I think we started somewhere around June. 20 June, I think.
That the June
Then,
or September, I don't remember.
It has been a wonderful journey. Then, motivated by the way you taught, myself and Aarti Bhagini, we enrolled for Sanskrit classes.
Yeah.
Then, we didn't want to stop. We really enjoyed, especially the grammar part. We started. I didn't have a clue about the whole thing when I started Sanskrit, starting from the script. But you made it so interesting that I wanted to learn everything. Then took a lot of pains to go write, read. Then I made it a practice also that I should read at least a passage. Then the grammar part especially. Then we enrolled for it, and now we have reached the stage of we were planning to take our COVID exams last month, but due to a few circumstances, we couldn't do. You had also told us you will teach us Tadvidanta, Samasa, everything. So
Yeah,
sometime
that's the
back,
next
and we
stage,
were,
I mean, that is what it is. We have to do Sandhi, Samasa, all those things, I mean,
yeah,
we have
Sandhi.
only,
Yeah, you
we
taught
have,
us Sandhi. I think you taught us Sandhi during the
yeah,
first.
there
Yeah,
we didn't do Samasa there.
yeah, Samasa we didn't do.
Yeah, because what happened was when even as we came to Sandhis and all that, especially Krit Pratyayas and all, I sensed that students, it was too much being loaded onto the students. So that is why I said at that time I stopped it. I mean, because overdose of anything will be very dangerous rather.
Actually, that was the one that motivated us to learn, go deeper into the subject. In fact, we didn't want
Yeah,
to, we were initially when we started with Sandhi, we were like totally new to it. But as the days progressed, the way you taught us really encouraged us to study further of that subject. So we are really looking forward for you to teach us further also, Guruji.
yeah. As I said,
Yeah.
Ajay, there is nothing else that I do except teaching. I mean, preparing and teaching, right? I
Yeah,
have
despite
no
the
other
many
commitments towards either the family or anything. If they seek my help, I just extend whatever help is possible. Otherwise, on a regular basis, my whole day is spent only on two things: my prayers and also preparing for my classes. That's all. Whether it is Sanskrit, whether it is Vedanta. Of course, of late, I've started reading Brahma Sutra Bhashyam and a little bit, but that again I find that I'm not getting enough time to do that, because for me priority is my classes rather. But I'm still trying to, for my own benefit, trying to catch up, because even though I am a teacher, I'm also a student, so I should continue my learning, right? So that is what I'm doing. So let us see, I mean, maybe we will do something like the old students, we will go ahead with samasa and all that, whatever was left out. And for the
sure.
new students, some other classes will start. So it's all in a fluid situation. I am not saying that the whole thing is over, right? It will all depend upon how I am able to restructure my time and things like that and all. Because even Viveka Chudamani, I think probably another about 10, 12 classes, it should be over. The problem with this Vedanta teaching is, you have some plan. You say, okay, I'm going to cover this much in today's class. But as you start talking, you tend to go here and there and all that. And whatever you have planned, only 50% is done rather. Because, it's a continuous process. We only prepare, but then when you are actually teaching, new ideas come in your mind, a new way of expressing things will come in the mind. So you will use it there with the result that whatever you plan. So actually, I plan to finish this Viveka Chudamani classes in about 50 classes. We are already reaching almost 50, and we still have got a long way to go. And I am unable to manage it in the sense that it cannot be just I read out something and okay, this is over, now continue. It's not. Because the more I am teaching, the more I want students to appreciate how Upanishads and all these granthas are, they are presenting the knowledge in what all ways rather. And there is so much of material, so much material. You can go on talking on one topic for years together. That much material is there. So my personal situation, I am keeping it in my mind, and that is why I will be reviewing the whole thing and then say we will continue in this way and all that. I get your point regarding
Uh,
the grammar part which we did not cover in the last course. So let us see how it goes.
sure, Guruji.
I
We'll
will
be
put that
looking forward
also.
to
I will
that.
put that also in my list of to do list so that I can have a look at it, and maybe we will have a course for that separately, only for students who are there at that time, and those who can attend rather in a position to continue to learn. We will have something for that. I'll consider that certainly.
Thank you so much, Guruji. And thank you so much, Padma Bhagini, for your patient teaching also. And thanks to all the other players. Thank you so much, Guruji.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Namaste, Guruji. Pranam. This is Lata. Thank you. Many thanks to you and Padma Bhagini for these classes. It has always been my lifetime ambition to learn Sanskrit. I don't know since when. I did some classes of Sanskrit Bhasha Bharati and Sanskrit Sambhashanam. I also did the Pravesha. But then when I went to, I did the Pravesha, but then Parichaya, I could not continue because of the family commitments. And then twice I had to drop out. And then doing these classes is like, it's been a boon to me. It's been a blessing and a boon. And then only thing is that I've not been as good a student as I would have wished to be. I had to miss some classes, and but still the kind of teaching Padma Bhagini does in a very patient way, and then with your expert inputs, feel that I have, it's been a very fruitful period. And then at the times when I have not been able to do it, I feel, oh, am I too old to learn Sanskrit? And I think of the Bhajagoindam, where Nai Nai Rakshati Dugran Karane, when I should be doing Bhajagoindam, I'm learning Sanskrit. But then it's been a wonderful journey, and I look forward to the next sessions, Guruji. And thank you very much to you and Padma Bhagini from heart, and all the fellow students, all the students, to everybody. Thank you very much.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you. Okay. If there are no other comments, we can close this.
Namaste, Mahodaya. I am Padma.
Yeah. Yes, Padma.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Actually, I don't know. I might have committed some mistakes. Sorry, patiently you accepted my mistakes, and
Oh, mistakes. No, there are never any mistakes.
so
Yeah.
and also to my friends, they fully supported me, and
Yeah.
and it is actually for me also it's a learning experience, because I was as you said, no, I had to do a lot of homework before coming to the
It's not
class.
the
Yeah. So that gave me a lot of exposure to the subject. In that way, I'm really thankful to you, and also to my fellow friends for giving me the opportunity.
Of course, there is one option open to you,
Yes, please.
which is if you want to continue to teach, then instead of my telling you this is the portion and all, you design a course. My platform I can make available to you for teaching, the Zoom link and things like that and all. And you conduct the classes on your own. So that will give you more confidence in terms of, and you design a course, you know what they have learned. Forget people like Aarti ji, Rajalakshmi ji, or Bhanu Rekha ji, who are all part of the first course and who have done a fair degree of Sanskrit learning also. But you can see whether anything more that you can do, you can decide on that, and I can make available the infrastructure to you for that.
Oh, thank you very much. I will let you know if it's all okay. Because if anybody is interested in doing some Sanskrit Bharati courses, I'm ready to help them. Even among our friends also.
That is true. That is true.
Because some courses I'm teaching here, 2 courses I have started in Nana Nani.
Oh, you started teaching?
Yeah, this is the 3rd level I'm teaching now. Subodhini and Parichaya, Pravesha, they have finished. Now I'm teaching them the 3rd level, Parichaya.
Oh, very good, very good, very good. Where are you holding the classes? In Clubhouse 2?
Yes, Clubhouse 2. Yes, every Thursday and Friday.
Oh.
And the fresh class I have started only from today only. Last week I started, but it didn't materials.
Okay.
Probably I'm expecting more students to join.
Oh, very good.
For the beginners.
Okay. Very nice. Nice. Yeah, that's nice to hear. Very good.
Thank you, Jit. Okay. Thank you, my friends.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Guruji, Namaste. I'm Sundar.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Guruji. I think for the wonderful classes you have given, and you have given opportunity to Padma Bhagini also to teach us. And I could see the way a guru is actually tutoring his shishas to make more shishas. I think that's something very beautifully which has come up. Whenever she has a doubt, she always comes back to you, and then you, with such a flair, you will be able to actually answer her queries. That is something phenomenal. Thank you for actually practicing and showing us how this parampara should be there. My sincere respects to both of you. And my one request is you also mentioned that you are taking some of these Upanishad classes. I really, though I'm aware that you have been doing this, but there's no clarity for me. What are the 4 5 things which I can join? So if I can get some visibility of it, maybe I can even attempt in a small way to join and try to learn. That's my submission.
Because you see, the problem in that is that right now both Bhagavad Gita and also Viveka Chudamani, it has become quite advanced. In fact, for a beginner, you will not be able to make head or tail of what is being told. But what you can certainly, I will suggest to you is, if you go to my channel, right, YouTube channel, there are certain, talks on Tattva Bodha. One is, I think, Introduction to Vedanta. There are set series of talks.
Okay.
And there are series, which I have uploaded, Tattva Bodha talks. The Tattva Bodha is a very, very preliminary text, introductory text for Vedanta. And we normally start Vedanta teaching with Tattva Bodha text only, rather. So that gives a very overall view what Vedanta is all about. And it covers the entire Vedanta in a very, very beautiful form, in a very, not even it is slokas, it is in prose form. In fact, the whole text is in prose form. So what I suggest, whenever you have got time, visit my channel and look at those things. You will get an idea what Vedanta is all about. And then next time, whenever I start a course, normally whenever I start a course, I will circulate it in all the groups, because I have got one Tattva Bodha group, one Vishnu Sahasranam group. Even, I started in COVID times teaching chanting, I mean, like Vishnu Sahasranam chanting, Lalita Sahasranam chanting, Aditya Hridayam chanting and all that. That is how whole things teaching started, rather. And people like Bhanu Rekha ji and all have been there right from that time, She has been there as a student. Now I'm glad that her son is also a student, rather, attending Bhagavad Gita classes. So the point I'm trying to tell you is to get some background, and then whenever we start the next course, you can join. Initially, if you don't understand also, doesn't matter. Over a period of time, as you continue, slowly understanding will come back.
Definitely, sir.
So first you see this Introduction to Vedanta and also Tattva Bodha course.
I'll do that, sir.
That you go through those talks. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Hari Om. Hari Om. Thank you. Anything else? I think.
Hari Om Maurya, this is Lakshmi.
Yes, Lakshmi ji.
I just yes, it is like I've been since like the first class with you, like when we started in 2020. But there was no confidence. Yes. There was no confidence at all. Zero confidence all this time that whether I can write the exams or not, whether I can appear for the Samskrit Bharati exams or not. But from last year onwards, like after, like it's not like the more we started learning in depth, like you first it was like a heavy dose, as you said. We like Tinganta, Subanta, we started everything together. Kartari Prayoga, Karmani Prayoga, everything we started together. That time it was a little overloaded. But when you split these classes into the simpler ones, it became really very easier for us. Like for me, even though I can read Sanskrit, but for me to learn from the basic was very easy. And now I have got the confidence that I can appear for my Sanskrit exams. So this year we have registered, and even Bhanu Rekha Bhagini also has registered. She is more confident than me, but I still I have taken the initiative that yes, I will write the exams this year. So
my
thank you,
exam to you, my test
Dhanyavad.
to you is that you must develop the confidence to start teaching yourself. Even if you get five
Yes.
students, gather 5 students, start
Yes.
teaching, because it is not only that language oriented, it is our duty also to preserve our culture, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and Sanskrit is our culture, as one of the lessons we saw, isn't it? So
Yes.
Sanskrit is
Yes.
very much part of our culture, and whatever little contribution that we can make in spreading the language and teaching the language to those
Yes.
who are interested, we must be able to do that. So you,
Yes.
Madhureka,
That's
and
what
all who
even.
have been there, my first batch
Yes.
students should
Yes.
be able to at least, this kind of things. Take one text and explain that. You did not go deep into grammar and all that. Just tell them that this is what
Yes.
it is and that. So like that, you should
Yes.
start when you gain more full confidence that you can teach. And don't worry about
Yes.
committing mistakes. Every teacher will commit mistakes. Mistakes can be corrected. So there's nothing called, final mistake. It cannot be corrected. Every mistake can be corrected. Try to do that.
Yes.
That will be my advice to my
Sure. Yeah.
old students.
Yeah, my Samskrit Bharati teacher also here, he said also the same thing. Why don't you start teaching this younger children?
Yeah,
When you start teaching them the basics, you will also your
yeah,
fluency also will improve.
absolutely.
And
When you teach, you learn more.
yes,
Things which
we
were
learn more.
easy concepts will become very clear to you when you teach. Till you are in the learning
Yes,
mode, many things it will not settle in your mind. But once you start teaching, lot of things will start settling in your mind. So you'll understand it much better. So anyhow,
sure, Maurya. I'll take it up. Sure.
yeah,
Dhanyavad.
that's a
Thank
guide.
you so much for the guidance, Maurya.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Padma
Thank
Bhagini.
you. Thank
And
you.
we are waiting for the new course because Tuesday and Friday we have fixed for Sanskrit.
Yeah.
Like we have, we don't commit it anywhere else. We say no, we
Okay.
have Sanskrit class, 7 to 8 Sanskrit class.
Yeah. Let
Dhanyavada
us see.
Maurya,
Let us see.
Dhanyavada Bhagini.
Let us see how things work out, and we will. I'll certainly come back to
Sure,
you.
Maurya.
Okay.
Sure, Maurya.
Okay.
Dhanyavada.
Dhanyavada. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Guruji Aarti here.
Yes, Aarti ji.
As Rajalakshmi told, we started in September 2020, and the same time we also enrolled for Samskrita Bharati in Singapore.
Yeah.
We don't have a regular class or a regular teacher here.
Okay.
So there is Samskrita Bharati where we enroll, but their timings and our timings don't match, so there is no replacement class. So
Okay.
with your classes only, attending your class, and initially the way you conducted it like a bit strict, you have to finish the homework, we have to come prepared with all the, it was like, though it was tough, that made us, that, pushed us more. So without teachers, me and Rajalakshmi have been doing the Pravesha, Parichaya, and Siksha all.
Yeah.
And we have passed with flourishing, like very good marks.
Very good. Very good. Congrats.
With only your support. By this time, we should have even completed COVID, but some family issues when traveling, we
Yeah.
couldn't do the COVID last 2 times. Now, second time also we missed it.
Every exam we used to say, it is
So
your guidance.
we have no teacher, we have no one else, but we both do self study and do the exams. But it is only your support and your foundation that you gave with the early classes, the grammar that has made our grammar strong.
Good. Very good. Happy
Uh,
to hear that. Yeah. Good.
So in fact, as Raji told that we are looking forward for your further grammar classes like Samasa, Tadidanta and all those. It will be more helpful.
Let us see what we can, how
I
we can
understand
do.
your situation also, if possible.
Yeah, yeah. See, I just want to say, sometimes I feel at my age, I must enjoy what I do, and you can only enjoy when you have a lot of leisure, right? It should not become something that, that is itself causing me a lot of stress. Oh my God, I have to do this class, that class. That should not be a stress. I should enjoy what I am doing. So for that, I don't want to push myself too much for that, right? So as I said, this Upanishad class is something which I promised, which I will work on rather. I have not even started work. But this is also in my mind that how I should go about it. And in fact, what Rajalakshmi ji suggested, that continue where we left off in the previous course. Let
Yes.
me review that, and if that is something which I feel that in a short period of time, whatever was left, that we can complete it, we'll certainly consider that and do it. Even if not 2 classes a week, 1 class a week also we can do it and continue.
Definitely.
Let me
Think
look
through. Yes,
into the whole thing.
yes, Guruji. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the efforts, Guruji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hari Om. Thank you.
Hari.
Okay, then somebody can say the prayers and then we can close.
I'll say Mahadeva.
Yeah.
Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Dhanyavada.
Dhanyavada
Once again to
Mahodaya.
everyone.
Purnarmilamaha.
ధన్యవాద మహోదయ ధన్యవాద పద్మ
ధన్యవాద
ధన్యవాదాः
మహోదయ.
గురుజీ.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
ధన్యవాదాः
ధన్యవాద
భగిని.
పద్మా
so
భగిని.
much.
పునర్మిలామः.
ధన్యవాద
పునర్మిలామः.
ధన్యవాద.
ధన్యవాద
Hari Om.
Hari Om, Guruji.